if I win enough days with the power list, I win the week. And if I win enough weeks, I can win the month. And if I win enough months, well, I can win the year. And if I win enough years, I can win my life. Welcome to the Daily Effort Podcast. My name is Sam, and if it's your first time listening, welcome. If you listened before, welcome back. What this whole podcast is about is uncomplicating success. I want to be able to make sure I give you the things that you can take and implement in your life so that you can level it up and then actually achieve the level of success that you want in life. And it's always going to come down to very simple things that I give you, and that's really the beauty about success. It's simple things you have to do on a daily basis that will get you to where you want to go. They're simple, but not easy at the same time. So that's what this whole podcast is about. So I'm super excited for you to, be a part of this and listen to this. And what we're going to be talking about today, and what I'm going to be talking about today, is I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest things that has truly helped me level up my career, my fitness, literally the thing that has helped me in almost every single area of my life, even with my own personal growth. And it's a very simple thing that I'm going to give you that you can execute on a daily basis. And there's 5 steps to it, and really 5 items that you need to be able to put down on this to get you to where you want to go. So it's super simple, and I'm excited to share. Now, if it's your first time listening, again, like I said, welcome. As far as how often I roll these episodes out, I'm going to roll out 1 episode a week. It's going to be on Mondays at 5 a.m. Central Time. I'll roll it out on Spotify, and then if you want to watch it, cool, it is on YouTube, so I'll be doing it there as well. And if you get value from the episode, all I ask is that you share it, and share it with a friend, share it on social media, because that's the only way that I'm able to continue to grow this, and I want to make sure that I do that, because as I continue to work towards where I want to go in life, because I'm far from where I want to go, but I want to continue to share the things that are helping me, well, as I continue to go, I want to make sure that I'm constantly just giving what is working, maybe what's not working, so that everybody and as many people can take it and also level up their life if they're willing to do the work. So that's enough about that. Again, just please share the show if you get value from it, and drop a comment, please, too, because I always like to have a little bit of back and forth with you and see what were your takeaways, what do you agree with or disagree with, or maybe you have maybe just a question about something that I can clear up, so I'm always happy to do that. So drop a comment as well. It always means a lot, and I love getting to hear from y'all. Now, as far as what we're going to be diving into today, what I'm going to be talking about is I didn't come up with this on my own. First off, I've been blessed to have a lot of different mentors in my life, directly and also indirectly. This one, he has been a mentor for me. I would say more so indirectly. And he was the one that came up with this whole concept that I'm about to share with you. And it has tremendously helped me out and helped a lot of people out. And I know some of you are going to be familiar with it when I bring it up. And you might already be working, you might already have it, and you might already be doing this. But a lot of times what I see when I look at the people that have this, they're doing it incorrectly most of the time. So even if you do, and even if you are familiar with this, it'll be important for you to actually listen to the whole thing, because you might be doing something incorrect. So the concept I'm going to be really teaching here, it's called the power list. And I have my screen up off to the right here, and I'm going to be going through a couple things with the power list, because the person who came up with the power list, his name's Andy Frisella, and he's one of the founders of First Form, where I work. And, he's very successful in business. And this is one of the things that he really started teaching a while back. I'm not going to say exactly when it was, because I'll probably get it incorrect, but he talks about this all the time. And what the power list is, it's 5 critical tasks that are going to be moving you towards your goals and the things that you want in life. And this is going to help you actually win. Now, when it comes to the power list, it's not a checklist. It's not a to-do list. It isn't a list of habits you already have. It isn't, any type of hack or secret. It's nothing more than a list of 5 critical tasks that you must complete each day to help you progress towards your biggest goals and dreams in life. That's what it is. That's what the power list is. Now, why this is important is because really honestly, a lot of times what I have seen, and I'm still learning, I'm not going to claim I know everything about this, but what I've seen is that most people, they don't write down or know necessarily what they need to do to get to where they want to go. And this, I have found for myself that when I write down what are those critical items I need to do on a daily basis that will help me grow and move towards my goals and dreams in life, well, it becomes a lot easier to execute on it. And some of my critical tasks, honestly, it doesn't. Some of them don't take that long. That's a big misconception that it has to take a long time, and that's not necessarily true. But the beauty of this is, with those 5 critical tasks, you have to do them daily. And if you do them daily, or let's say you do all of them in a day, cool, you win the day. If you don't complete all of them, well, you lose the day. And the thing I love about this is it really starts to teach you that the habit of winning. And it teaches you also how to stack small wins day in and day out and day in and day out, because what I have seen and what is very true about the power list is if I win enough days with the power list, I win the week. And if I win enough weeks, I can win the month. And if I win enough months, well, I can win the year. And if I win enough years, I can win my life. And the what I have up on my screen, because I didn't touch on this, I have an article that I'm going to link in the show notes so that you can have access to it and you can read through this, because you'll want to read through this for yourself, so then you'll understand more about it. And I'm pulling points from it just because I don't want to misquote anything or steer someone down the wrong path, especially since I am not the one who came up with it and Andy is. And I'm fortunate to have heard from him, like speaking to the company at First Form. It's impacted me in a lot of different ways. He's taught this. He teaches it on his podcast, Real AF podcast. And also before the Real AF, he had the MF CEO, which is phenomenal. So if you have a business, I encourage you to listen to it. But this is something that he taught, and I want to make sure that you can have this whole article to actually read it. But why the power list is so important, though, is because from what I have seen, it helps me see that success is simple but not easy, because it's difficult to execute on things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, like especially day in and day out, day in and day out. And since I have been executing on a power list since 2019 consistently, this also is kind of where the idea of the Daily Effort podcast came into play, because I've seen just over and over again that, okay, anybody can achieve the success that they want in life if they're willing to work long enough and hard enough for it and do the right things. And that is just a big point. Do the right things for long enough. That's what I've seen. So I talked about what the power list actually is. Now, what are the critical tasks? And I'm going to be pulling some things off the screen because I have the article up over here. So going back to this article, the critical tasks are the most impactful things you need to do every day to help you attain a very clear and specific outcome. So this is in addition to your current responsibilities. It's not in replacement of them. So what I mean by this, I'm going to give a couple of examples to help this make sense. Let's say you have a fitness goal. Let's say you want to lose some weight. So what could a power list look like if you want to lose some weight? And the power list can be applied to any area of life, literally any area of life. It's not just business. For the fitness power list, what it could look like is, well, hit your protein every day. You could put on there, track your food every day, work out for 45 minutes every day, drink 100 ounces of water every day. And then the fifth critical item could be 15 minutes of mobility. Boom. There's a power list. So those things right there, those move you towards the goal that you have in fitness. And maybe for you, that's a big goal. Maybe for you at this point in time, that like losing weight actually seems like a big mountain to climb. Okay, then this can really help you out. This concept is a tremendous thing that will really help you out. So also, it's like what I do for a power list that I have is for my own personal growth. So what I have on there is read 10 pages every day. I do 10 minutes of visualization. I will do 5 minutes of stillness because I have a really bad habit of just go and not slowing down and just thinking. I have journal/gratitude on there. So I'll journal and then also do 3 things I'm grateful for. And then I will also have read a chapter in my Bible. So the reason why I have those things is because these are helping my spiritual walk, reading my Bible, my relationship with the Lord. And I'll be honest, reading my Bible, I'd gotten out of the habit of that. That's why it's on there. It's not a habit that is actually locked in. And it's an essential part of having a relationship with the Lord. So that's why it's going to be on there. Then with the journaling, I would say with this, the reason why I do is because it helps me think and actually think through my thoughts. I haven't always been the best at putting all my thoughts together, communicating it out, and it really helps me do that. And visualization, I had been doing it and I got out of the habit of it. And I was reflecting. I was like, okay, well, I took it off my power list and I had to put it back on because I let that habit fall by the wayside. So I put that back on there. Now, something I will do in my career, I'll have a very specific power list for my career. So at First Form, like, what are the things I need to do daily to help me actually move forward? And it's outside of my normal responsibilities. There's things on there that I have to do that will move me closer to my career goals and the dream that I have in life. So with that piece, those are, and a lot of them don't necessarily take long, but it's really easy not to do them every single day. So those are just a couple examples of what a power list could actually look like. Now, a couple things that I have seen. Most of the time, I have seen people who do have a power list, they will have stuff on there that's already a habit. And remember, the power list, if it's something that you have done daily for more than 21 days, okay, well then it's already a habit and it needs to come off, and you need to put something else in its place. And with putting something else in its place, you could put a completely new item, or maybe the item you have on there, you're doing more of to reach the goal. So going back to the fitness example, let's say maybe you're wanting to run a marathon. Okay, well, maybe with the workout, a critical item is run a mile every day. I'm going to make something up. Okay, let's say you do that for more than 21 days. Okay, it's a habit now. So that running that mile a day got you to a certain point, but it's not going to get you you could run a marathon. If you just trained and ran a mile every day. However, if you're wanting to do it well then that's not going to get you to where you want to go with running a marathon at the pace that you want. So that means you have to increase it. Maybe you start running 2 miles every day. So then it's 14 miles a week. Okay, well that's a little better. You're leveling yourself up. And that's the purpose of the power list. The power list is going to get you to a certain point, and it's going to help instill certain habits into you. And then you're going to have to add other things on top of the habits you've already built to continue to level up. That's the beauty of the power list, is it's helping ingrain certain things into you as a human. So it just becomes who you are. So maybe working out isn't something that you do as of right now, but for me, it is. Working out is just what I do. I I honestly don't know what I would do if I skipped a whole week of working out, because it's just who I am as a person, because I have done it for so long. And there's certain habits that you need to do to really continuously do over the course of time until it just becomes who you are as a person. And that's such an important thing to remember. If you're wanting to build momentum in your life, well, then you have to make sure that you are starting to implement some things that will start a change, hence the power list, the 5 critical items, tasks that are going to get you to where you want to go. And when you do those 5 critical tasks, remember, you have to do them for 21 days straight before it's really going to start to be a habit, and you should continue to execute on it. Now, I'm not saying that 21 days as a hard thing, because look, the truth is maybe you don't win every single day. Maybe you lose some days, and you have to be able to do it something consistently for 21 days before it actually becomes a habit. So with that, those critical tasks will get you to a certain point, and then you're going to have to slide one out and then put something new in its place so you can develop a new habit. And this is how you build momentum. And it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And it will literally accelerate things in your life a lot faster than you think. And the only reason that things might not move as fast as you want is because you either don't have actual critical tasks on the power list, or you're not truly doing it every day, or maybe you just haven't done it for long enough and you just need to keep going. So with this whole concept of the power list, if you don't have a power list, I encourage you to put it together. Identify, and I've talked about goals. You can go back, a couple episodes. I actually talk about how to set a good goal. So you can go back and listen to that. But you need to make sure you have those goals set, and then you develop the power list. So if you don't have a power list, develop it. And figure out what are those 5 critical tasks that you're going to do daily that move you towards that goal that you have, or a bigger dream that you have in life. Now, with these critical tasks, remember, they're not already habits. It shouldn't be a habit as of yet. It should be something that moves you forward. For example, I'll pull out another example real quick, because I know in this article that I'm going to make sure I tag for y'all, and I will link the podcast or episode that he talks about the power list as well. I'll make sure to link it in the show notes for y'all too. So I'll have two links for y'all. But let's say the example he has in here, he puts, maybe you're wanting to be the best salesperson at your company. So the power list could look like call two current customers to check in on them, read 10 pages of a book that will help you become better at sales, meet one new person who could benefit from your product/service, role play a challenging customer interaction with one of your coworkers. Then number 5, listen to one episode of a business/sales podcast. So those were the critical items. Those don't necessarily take a lot of time, but they will definitely move you forward. So that's just another example. So make sure, if you don't have a power list, you create a power list. Number 2, for those of you out there who do have the power list, I got a couple things for you. Number 1, I know for a fact there's probably things on there that are a habit and you haven't taken off. And you need to take them off and put something else in place that's going to move you forward. Because if you don't do that, you're just going to stay where you're at. It's like you're going to stall out, and maybe you have been stuck. Okay, well, this will get the ball rolling back in the right direction. Now, when I say there's things on there that are a habit and you need to take them off, remember, going back to the fitness example, maybe, let's say, let's go to this salesperson, best salesperson at the company example. Let's say you are meeting one new person who could benefit from your product and service. So you've been doing that for more than 21 days. Well, maybe you up it to 2 or 3 or 4. So then it accelerates the direction that you're wanting to go, because that still will move you towards the goal that you actually have. But in other cases, there's just something that you need to take off and put another habit in its place. And that's the first thing. So for those of you who have a power list, there's probably things on there that are a habit and you need to take them off. Third thing, or really second thing, for those of you who have a power list, losing track here with counting Mississippi education for you and also being homeschooled, but that's besides the point. Second thing I have for you, if you have a power list, is when it comes down to the things that are on there, maybe you have a bunch of personal things intermixed in there and also some business stuff. You potentially might have to have, it's similar to I do, like I have just a power list for my personal, like just for me personally. And then when I get to, when I go to First Form, I have a power list that I execute on to help me move forward in my career. Maybe you have to do something like that. But it's an important thing. It's an important thing to actually look at there. So if you don't have a power list, make a power list. And for those of you who do have a power list, number one, there's probably things on there that are a habit that you need to slide off. Then secondly, you might have to split it up a little bit. If you're intermixing personal and business. Now, I'm not saying you have to, but potentially. Because before I came to First Form, I was building a coaching business and I had personal and business things on there. Now, one more thing when it comes to, this is for everybody who either doesn't have a power list or does have a power list. One important thing to remember, if you are taking a habit off or you're taking a task off your power list, well, that means you can't stop it. You have to make sure you continue to do it, because that task that maybe you're about to take off your power list, it got you to where you are at currently. And if you stop doing it, that means you're going to start going backwards. So you have to make sure you continue to do it. So that's a big thing I see usually messed up, is people just stop doing the things that got them to where they're at currently. And I have fallen prey to this too. For example, with visualization, I'd stopped it and just let it slide for whatever reason. And I've been kind of struggling with some things, and I was just reflecting, going back through, and I saw that, I hadn't been doing that. And that's one of the things I got back to. And also another thing I got back to, and I encourage you to do it as well, make sure you write your power list down every day. Every single day. Write it down. I know Andy has, a power list booklet, I'm pretty sure, on his website that you can get to write it down. Or you can always just get a simple notebook and write it down as well. So yes, he does. I'm looking on the website right now. There is a power list book that you can put your critical items in and grab. So if you don't have that, I highly encourage it. If you have a notebook handy, well, then grab that as well, and you can write those items down. Write them down every day, and if you do them, check them off. You got to keep track of it. And why that is because you can look back to see how many days have you won and what's been leading to your success. And also you'll be able to track what have you been doing for more than 21 days. What are the things that are a habit that need to come off so that you can actually keep progressing forward and winning? So this is one of the, again, biggest things that has really helped me out with continuing to level up. And I'm continuing it. It's a very simple thing, but I'm continuing to constantly assess to make sure, are the items I have on my power list critical tasks? Are they the things that are moving me forward? Am I executing them with intent? So I can promise you, if you put something together like this and you truly do it every single day, it will get you to where you want to go. If you do it every day, it will. It will. The only reason that you don't get to where you want to go in life is because, you don't do the things that need to get you there, either consistently enough or for long enough. So just remember that. If you can start to execute on small things daily, you'll start to build momentum and get to really where you want to go in life. So that's all I have for y'all when it comes to this. drop your comments. Let me know if you have questions around this. I'm also going to drop the article that I've been looking through here inside the show notes. I'll make sure I find the episode from Andy's podcast. It's called Win the Day. I'll make sure to drop it inside the show notes as well. And I encourage you, listen to it. Read this article. Actually do this. And I can promise you it will totally change your life. But other than that, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please let me know. But other than that, have a great day and make it a good day, I should say. Make it a good week as well, and God bless.